Hey, welcome back, everyone. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all the support and all the subscribers. My first video was actually the one that did good. It's this kind of setting, the talking headshot. I think it's a lot of people are trying to get into this industry and jumping right in and trying to be an owner operator right away. And let me tell you why that's a bad idea. Number one is that you're all of the impressions that you see that these people are making thousands and thousands of dollars. Prime example, myself, right? So in my last video, I mentioned I made close to 19K in 2 weeks. Wow, that's a lot, right? Absolutely it is. But a lot of people don't put into consideration before they get into trucking is that trucking has a lot of overhead. So with that 19K, you would have to probably automatically take out 60% off the top on that. Depending on your situation, I would say around 40 to 60%, from your fuel cost to your maintenance to this to that. I mean, it's just all kinds of things that involves a lot of overhead costs in trucking and fuel. Fuel is your number one enemy. I mean, not enemy, but more like a friend and an evil friend at the same time, because you need it, but at the same time, you don't want it. Let me talk about how I got into trucking, right? I got into trucking because I had nothing else to do. After the military, I went into contracting with the DoD. Once I did that, I went to Afghanistan, Iraq. I did all of this during the service and my contracting days in the military. It was it was fun. I loved it, and we ran out of contract, unfortunately, and it was a tough situation for me. I actually went into some type of depression, and I got into gambling. And gambling actually it put me into this deep dark hole, and it was a tough part of my life, and when I had nothing else to do, and I was like, I was making all kinds of mistakes with gambling, man. It was insane. But anyway, so as I was doing all of these gambling and whatnot, and I was looking for something to do, and the GI Bill is actually a program by the government or by the military. Yeah. Anyway, by the federal DoD. There you go, Department of Defense. It's a program that, as long as you fulfill a certain contract with the military, you are qualified for a GI Bill. You know, and that GI Bill, it could support you in going to college, getting your college degree, or going to vocational schools and getting certified in certain things. And that's what I did. The trucking school that I went to was GI Bill acceptable, which is Roadmaster out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I went to that school not expecting anything, I just wanted to do something. I just wanted to get out of this rut, it's just this gambling world that I was into. And then I did that, passed the school, did that for about a month and a half or a month, 5 weeks or so. And then I forgot about trucking after that. I kept my license. I still had my license, my CDL, and just forgot about trucking and went into doing installing satellite dishes. I mean, I've worn a lot of hats, man. It's been insane. It's been a great life, It's been insane life, and it's been a challenging life, I don't use no excuse at all. There's no excuse for me not to earn any money, there's zero excuse. So the first trucking job I had was with Western Express out of Nashville, Tennessee. I was a flatbed driver. I loved it, man. That's why I knew right then and there that trucking was for me. Is that I love the open road. The open road just keeps it blurs everything out. You're just looking straight ahead, you're driving, and then you're just free, It's just the feeling of freedom, I love that, And that's why trucking is for me. As a matter of fact, I was able to quit smoking cigarettes while trucking. Now that's unbelievable because I'm so calm and collected when I'm driving. That's why, for some reason, that open road does something to me or to my head, that it calms me down. It calms my brain down, because my head is always going. My brain is always going, like, man, on the clock, around the clock. It's always going. That's why I have to maintain and do something, or else I'm gonna get back into this gambling world. I think that's what it is. That's why, even after the military, in the military, you're doing a lot of things in the military, even though there's a lot of hurry up and wait, is what we call hurry up and wait. You hurry into a place and then you sit there and wait. That's what we call hurry up and wait. But after the military, of course, I did contracting, and that contracting got me overseas, and there's a lot of action there, and my mind continuously, having occupied. And after that, after the contract ran out, in the civilian world out here, there's not a lot of things going on. If I probably worked in the city or something like that, doing something like 9 to 5, something like networking, or something like, maybe, I don't know, security. I don't know about security, but that's probably pretty mundane. But it's just that my point is, my mind continuously tries to, always wants to do something. It always wants to think. How much money was I expecting in when I got into trucking? I really did not do a whole lot of research when it comes to money. I accepted the first offer that I was given. I was given 32 cents to the mile. Let that sink in for a little bit. This was in 2016. Yeah. So I was 32 cents to the mile. 3 months later, I became 38. And then 6 months later, I became 40. And I left Western Express a year later and went into another company, which was ATS. ATS gave me 42. Wasn't that great, but it was a better company. Definitely a better company than Western Express. And then I stayed with ATS just for a little bit, and then I found this guy named David. David, he's out of Las Vegas. How I got into Las Vegas, of course, I followed the dream. I tried to be a successful gambler, and that did not turn out too good. But David, I found him. He was out of Las Vegas, and this guy has never had a CDL, never driven a truck, as far as like legally. He drives his trucks around the yard or whatnot, but never had a CDL. And he started in the trucking industry as dispatching. He was dispatching for his friend, and his friend had a lot of trucks under him, which is Truckland, out of Las Vegas. I mean, and then he eventually got into buying his own truck, his first truck, and of course that ended up into having, at the top of it, almost 10 trucks, I believe, and like over like 12 trailers. So that's a great thing. But he's making a lot of money, right? He's making a lot of money if he got all of those trucks occupied. That's another topic of discussion. Anyway, the reason why I'm mentioning into this, because don't go into trucking to expect make a whole lot of money and build a fleet of 10 like David. Let me tell you why he was able to build a fleet like he did. Because this man worked 24/7. I drove for him for 4 years. He worked 24/7. Drivers call him 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. It didn't matter, but he still had to be in the office at 6 o'clock in the morning. So my point is, do not, and he did this for a minimum of 8 years, and everything that he got now, he absolutely deserved. Let me tell you, that man is a workhorse, and that takes a lot of dedication. And if you put that same dedication, let's say you were to become a manager at McDonald's, if you put that same dedication and time and effort at McDonald's, and you started as you can even start as a grill guy at the back, and 8 years later, I guarantee you could probably like be a regional manager, making like 110, $120,000 a year, and there's no overhead there. The only overhead you have is, Uncle Sam. That's it. So my point is that don't go into trucking expecting to make a whole lot of money, because it's not a short-term thing. It's a long-term thing, and it takes a whole lot of dedication. Now, do I recommend trucking? Oh, absolutely. I think you'll know you'll know if trucking is for you as soon as you get onto that seat and start driving. You will know if it's for you. If it's not for you, you will know right away. Uh, trucking is absolutely for me, and I love it because I love the open road. I did not get into trucking because I was expecting to make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I got into trucking because I needed something to do. I needed to occupy my mind and my brain to calm it down. And fortunately, I did find that it is that open road that keeps me calm, keeps my mind going, keeps me at that steady pace, and instead of up here all the time, it just at that steady, calm place where it allows me to think, while I'm on the open road. So it's not, uh, am I expecting a lot at the end of this, like as far as trucking wise? You know what, man? I'm just gonna take it how it is. I'm just gonna take it day by day and see how it's gonna go. I'm gonna try my best to be successful at it, and try to keep moving forward, keep moving at that climbing rate. But like I said, I'm not expecting to be like, oh man, in next year I'm gonna have 20 trucks next year. No, it's not. That's not the way to look at trucking. Trust me. And if you do look at it that way, you failure is upon the horizon. With that being said, I just want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays or Happy New Year to everyone. And hopefully you have a good holidays, and we'll see y'all next year, trucking wise.